Hey there, I'm Patrick Franco, and I'm joined today by Melly, who will be our student as we look at Bakasana, which is translated as crane pose, but we often refer to it as crow pose. There is one minor difference between crane and crow. The full version of the pose has the arms fully extended. The version that most of us are working with, however, more realistically, the arms are still bent. And that bent version of the arms is what we refer to as crow pose, and the fully straightened arm is what we refer to as crane pose. This is an arm balance, and it's probably the first arm balance that many of you were introduced to when you started practicing yoga. It is a pose that strengthens the muscles of the arms, the shoulders, the back, the abdominal muscles, as well as the hamstrings, all of those things working to keep us afloat. It also stretches the muscles of the wrists and forearms, and it stretches the entirety of the back. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bakasana crow pose now. So Melly is going to start in a shape called Malasana, which the big toes and inner heels touch. And in Malasana, classically, the heels are down, but for some of us, the heels might not actually touch the floor, and that's okay. The knees are deeply bent, and they're aiming towards the outer armpits. Now, if you're very flexible in your legs, some of you, the knees might go super wide. We do want a little more containment with those knees to really aim towards those outer armpits. You can see already she's approaching the shape where she has this nice fullness and openness across her low back, her mid back, and her upper back. From here, she's gonna pull her arms back, resting the triceps in front of her shins. Good. This is a great place to pause. Her palms spread fully, and you can see where her knees are resting. Again, they're aiming for those outer armpits. Now, in order to come up, she's gonna shift her way forward. Good. At some point, when she's shifting forward, her hips start to become lighter, and she has to decide to use her hamstrings to lift her heels towards her buttocks and lift her abdominal muscles towards her spine. She can come down for a second. Energetically, even if the arms are bent, energetically the feeling should be that the arms are trying to straighten the entire time. So let's look at it again one more time. She's gonna shift her way forward. Good. When she's ready, she'll press her hands down, lift her heels, lift her abdominal muscles, and try her best to straighten those arms. Beautiful. And then we can come down. So that's crow pose, Bakasana, an amazing arm balance, probably one of the first ones that we start to look at. The knees go outside the armpits, the heels lift up to the buttocks, and we're trying our best to fully straighten our arms. Now, just because this is an arm balance doesn't mean that if we can't do the full pose, we don't have something to work on. And we actually do have a lot to work on as a stepping stone to maybe lifting away from the earth. So Melly's gonna start again in Malasana. And this pose specifically, Malasana, even though we don't take flight, so much of what is required to do crow pose happens here. Again, the deep bend of the knees, the fullness of the upper back, the extension of the arms. And even in this shape, you can start to work with drawing your abdomen towards your spine to feel that abdominal lightness and lift up towards your low back. And then you can take it one step further by planting your palms, shifting your way forward, aiming your triceps towards your armpits without ever having to lift off the floor. Just shifting forward, coming onto your tiptoes, lifting your upper back, lifting your abdomen, and you can do that a few times. At some point, you might shift forward, even lifting one heel up, bringing it down, and then doing the same with the other. Over time, you might be able to do that to lift, or you might be able to lift both feet simultaneously. All of these are great options on your way towards Bakasana And although we often struggle with taking flight in this pose, it doesn't mean that we don't have stuff to work on along the way. All right, keep practicing, and we'll see you on the mat next time.